to, but
All right.
tell me the parents thing.
I have to record it because I initiated the call, so I've done that.
Okay. Please record it. Start again.
So I'm very interested in the last 20 minutes of the day, how parents connect with their children at that time. The parents are, children are integrating their day at that stage. It's a transition point. And if we imagine that every morning when a kid wakes up, it wakes up with the full potential to be themselves. Before they meet their psychology, there's that little moment, right? And their psychology is just being developed, and their understanding about the world is just being developed, and correctly and incorrectly developed. So they go out into the world as a radiant being, and then the teacher says, no, you can't do that, or the parent says, please stop it, or something happens, and they've got to make sense of that moment. Typically, the way that it's made sense of is in a behavioral psychological way that limits their true essence. And makes them a little bit smaller, and they start to do this adjustment to keep themselves safe or have a sense of belonging that appears to be under threat. It's not really, but the egoic structure doesn't know that. And at the end of the day, if we go to sleep carrying all of those experiences and we haven't had any integration time, then our psyche works all night, and the next day we wake up a little less able to access that inner essence that is rightfully ours. And so that's why I'm so fascinated about that time. I got to understand that many of the day's challenges can be rectified through connection, because the remedy for all healing is good connection. And story time allows the parent to shift from being the control figure who needs to say, brush your teeth, put your pajamas on, do your homework, to being the ally who comes alongside the kid, climbs into the bed, and they enter this journey of story together. And it's a fundamentally different posturing in the relationship. And it's a very sweet posturing, and it doesn't happen percentage-wise out of a day. I don't know how often that happens, but it can happen at bedtime. It's all set up and ready for that moment.
Okay, so here's a question for you.
Yeah.
What do you want to change in the way parents interact with their kids in that last 20 minutes of the day?
I just want to deepen the quality of connection. That's it. And the way that we do that is in the stories that I write, they all have a breathing practice at the start of the story. It's called snuggle breathing. 4 simple breaths. I breathe for me, I breathe for you, I breathe for us, and I breathe for all that surrounds us.
Beautiful.
And if we slow that down to do it, it creates like a portal through which connection can then happen. Then we've got the story. The stories have their own conscious concepts in them. The boy who searched for silence is as a meditator, you would appreciate. I did a 4-day silent retreat with Sri Ravi Shankar's work, and the minute I finished it, the story wrote itself. And I want kids to have silence as a friendship relationship again. I found Vipassana to be quite austere, and I think that if we can be friends with silence in our inner world, it's gonna better serve us. But so that's what that story's about. And then the books have an activity page at the end of them. So there is a gratitude spiral at the back of that story, and it's a conversation piece. Hey, what was in your day? Who are you thankful for? What's in your day tomorrow? What are you looking forward to? And again, so the 2 key areas that I'm addressing are the fundamental human fears of I'm not safe to be myself, and do I belong here? And because that happens, so much in the work that I've seen in my therapeutic training and in my own personal development, I thought let's go look at those straight away. And like you talk about the kids, let's support kids at a young age with their social emotional skills, and also give them some characters who can teach them solutions to problems they haven't yet faced.
Now I have a question for you.
Yeah.
I'm the child and I'm there and I've done the breathing and I've listened to this lovely story, now I have something I need to express. How do you invite me to express that?
Well,
In the exercises?
in part of that, that's the exercise at the back. So if I look at the gratitude spiral, we start with what was your favorite part of the story? What was your favorite part of the day? Who are the people you shared your day with? What would you like to thank them for? Now we're still all in the good, juicy stuff, right? But then I ask the question, so what one difficult thing happened today? Because I want to go to that space. I wanted to get asked. And then who helped you with it? So we can go into it, but we can come out of it again. In the hug who got stuck, which is about the journey from the head to the heart, we talk about the web of sticky thoughts, and hug trying to get out of the heart gets caught in the web of sticky thoughts. And that blocks up the whole world. It gets all a little bit gloomy. And then the solution comes in that story. Again, when we get to the back questions, there's a direct question. We have this page called the Hug Meter, and one of the questions that we ask is, what sticky thoughts are bothering you? Now, I posted a video. We had an impromptu interview with a little 6-year-old at a market on the weekend. I posted it a day ago. She was incredible. She read the book once and she came back and we interviewed her. We said, so what sticky thoughts do you have? And she says, why won't they play with me? I don't have any friends. And it was like, wow, perfect example. And what do you do when you have that thought? Oh, no, I just take a pause and I take a little breath and then I walk over and I go and say hi to them. And I was like, what? She's got it. These kids just need the message.
How do you deal with compassion and empathy? How do you integrate that into your work?
In part, my experience, and I have this belief, let me talk about compassion because I think it's different to empathy, but compassion and in a way, confidence are, to me, very natural, inherent qualities that will arise all by themselves if this belief about feeling unsafe or not belonging can be addressed. They simply happen. I think that it's very natural for us to do it. I am of course framed through my own experience, and it's very natural for me to do it. And the people that I've been around for many years in the healing environment all have that. So I think it can happen.
Very nice. Let's stop the recording here.